Welcome to the final part of my Gamecube collection. We have actually reached the end of all of my games. And yeah, this is pretty much it. There is one game that I actually gave away to my friend, and that is the first Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius video game. I did get it for Christmas, yes, but I did give it to my friend because he wanted a copy, so I will get another copy of it eventually. So, with that being out of the way, let's get started. Whatever. First game we have is the second Legends of Wrestling. Definitely an improvement of the first one, that's for sure. Very good series, although the one game I spent the most time with is the Legends of Wrestling game on the PS2, the one that came out in like 04. I think that was actually the very last game made by Acclaim. This was one of the last though. This was 2002, so I got this a long time ago. There's the disc. No manual, but and the cover's a little bit sun faded. It's alright though. I need to get more wrestling games on the Gamecube. One of the most expensive games that I've ever bought on the Gamecube. The first Harry Potter game, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Very good version. It's definitely an interesting version of Sorcerer's Stone. I played the PC version more, and this was sort of a, I don't know, a definitely different experience than the PC version. I really liked it though, and I had a lot of fun with it. Is it worth getting? If you're a Harry Potter fan, absolutely. It was weird because this came out in 2003, the GameCube version, and the PS2 and Xbox version originally came out in 2003, and the PC and PS1 version came out in 2001, so this was a year after the second film, so I don't know why they made a completely new version of it. Probably because people are like, oh, let's have one for the PS2 and GameCube and all that. So, you know. There's the manual and there is the disc itself. But yeah, if you like Harry Potter, you'll enjoy this game for sure. However, my favorite Harry Potter game is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Yes, of all the Harry Potter games I've played, this right here is my absolute favorite. So much exploration, so much you can do, and it's so much fun. It was actually the first Harry Potter game to be released on the GameCube, so that may have had something to do with it. I heard there's actually some slight differences from this. Sorry about that interruption. Anyway, as I was saying, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is a fantastic game, and you definitely need to check this one out. I like the PC version too, and for a long time I would have said that the PC version beat the GameCube, but I have to say, GameCube's pretty on par with the PC version. It's pretty close. I'd say they're neck and neck. But yeah, if you want a really good Harry Potter experience, absolutely check out the GameCube games. I don't have the GameCube version of Prisoner of Azkaban because that's actually one of the few Harry Potter games that actually runs better on the PS2, so I only have that on PS2. But if I get the GameCube version for a cheap price, maybe, but you know, not too worried about it. Happy Feet. The movie is better than the game, we'll say that. This is almost like sort of like a Dance Dance Revolution type game with like Happy Feet character, Mumble, and it has some other, you know, mini games in it too. I rented this from a Hollywood Video way back in the day. On PS2, of course. It's a movie not a lot of people talk about. I don't know why. My brother saw it in the theaters. But yeah, it's a good game. It was one of the last GameCube games. It was 2006, so it was definitely on its way out, but I'd still check that game out if you're a fan of the movie. Outlaw Golf. Pretty good golf game. Not a great golf game, but it's pretty good. You get to beat your caddy with it. That's pretty funny. Yeah. The playing system's a little, but it was cheap, so, you know. I think there's an Outlaw Golf 2, but I haven't played that one. And there's the disc. There's a couple golf games on the Gamecube. I know there's another one. I don't have it though. I don't have Prince of Persia 2. I do have Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones though. This is the... Yeah, this was the third one. I almost bought another copy of this thinking that this was the one I didn't have, but actually turns out it's the second one I don't have. You gotta love Prince of Persia though. Extremely underrated series, and it's a real shame that Ubisoft didn't really, you know... Like, I'll tell you about this Prince of Persia. I'm not talking about the new one now. You know, which I don't really particularly care to own. Maybe I'll get it for cheap on Steam, but I'm not worried about it at all. If you're going to play Prince of Persia, please just play the original. Tie 2, the Tasmanian Tiger Bush Rescue. Haven't really played this one, to be honest. But I heard it's very similar to the first game from the gameplay I've seen. I actually bought this in Arizona, of all places, when I visited there. Or did I buy this in Arizona? I think I did. I used to have the third game, but I gave that to a friend. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I didn't buy this in Arizona. Yeah, there's the disc. I assume it's just like the first game, though. I played the first game probably the most. The original Pikmin. You know how much I bought this for? $1. I got this at a game store that was selling... Come on, camera, focus. I got this at a game store that was selling their games off for $1 a piece, and this is one, and it was a good purchase. You get to help these like little plant things, and you gotta carry them around. I don't have the second one though, or the third one, but I need to get them eventually down the line. And it's complete. There's the manual, and there's the disc. It's actually in really good condition. But yeah, Pikmin make these like weird noises, those things. Oh, you know what? I could just show these back to back. Here we have the first Spider-Man game, movie game on GameCube. You probably remember that I played this on my channel. Really good game, and I played it many, many times, believe me. I used to have this on the... Well, I still do on the PC. I will say the PC version is actually superior to this version. For whatever reason, and I don't know why, the frame rate in this version is not great, and I don't understand why, because the PC version runs so smooth. This runs like super freaking slow, although the PS2 version actually runs a lot slower. I don't know, it's Activision being lazy. But with that being said, it's a really, really amazing game. In fact, I've quoted this game more times than you can imagine. Unbelievably. And it's one of the Spider-Man games I probably go back to the most. And I've spent the most time on. I mean, you could literally beat this whole game in a day. In fact, I remember speedrunning this game once in the morning. And I beat it within like 3 hours. It's pretty fast. There's the game disc. And for whatever reason, my copy came with this Ultimate Codes disc, but it doesn't even work. 100% unofficial. All the secrets and the codes for Gamecube. This is not a game, and it didn't even play. You probably have to hack something for it to work. But yeah, I didn't even get it running or anything. Which is stupid. Well, unless if I'm stupid or if I'm doing something wrong, but regardless. It's complete. I think this is actually a second print though, because for whatever reason MJ is missing. And they removed that like after the first copies, so I don't know. Or maybe a greatest hits version or player's choice disc just got in there. I don't know. This is a fantastic game as well. Spider-Man 2. I originally owned this on the PS2 and then I rebought it on the Gamecube. A lot of great game. This is a great game. It's a lot of fun. You get to... It's actually more open world. Like the first game was like you go from level to level to level. This is like very open world. You get to explore New York. It was really the first of its kind, actually. I think this was the first open world Spider-Man game that would shape the series years to come. And there's the disc. And yes, I did play this one on my channel as well. MC Groovz Dance Craze. This is a dancing game made by, for whatever reason, Mad Catz actually used to make games. I thought they were only a third-party controller developer, but it's actually sort of a Dance Dance Revolution type of game. It's dance pad compatible. I don't even have the dance pad, but you know, you could just play it just fine without one. It does have a manual, but it does have the disc. One game I really want to get though, and with the dance pad eventually, is Mario Dance Dance Revolution. I heard that was a lot of fun. SSX Tricky. I bought this game, you know, I bought it because I liked the first SSX, but this is another one of those games where the frame rate on the Gamecube version compared to the PS2 is actually worse, and I was really disappointed by that. Like, it runs super slow. It's just, it's not unplayable. It's still playable, but I don't know. I was really hoping it would be a lot better. Like, it does run at 60 FPS, but majority of the time it runs at 30, and it was just kind of disappointing. So I'll probably end up getting the PS2 version. I thought the GameCube would run it better, but I guess not. See, whenever I do my... But with that being said, it's still fun. Whenever I'd like to buy a game, I usually like to look at the... And this is really... I know it's a little too much for some people to do, but I do like to look at video comparisons of frame rate qualities. So, like, if a game runs at 60 FPS better on GameCube than PS2, I'll buy the GameCube version. Or on PS2, I'll buy the PS2 version, and vice versa. That's just how I roll. Bloodrayne. Very, 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 very underrated game. This was a lot of fun. I got this for Christmas. You get to play as a half human, half vampire. You get to kill people in the underworld. A lot of fun. Hey, you gotta admit, she is pretty cute. This did have a sequel, only on the PS2, and yes, it did have a movie, which I rented a long time ago. It was alright, I guess, but the game is much better. But yeah, Bloodrayne. Control scheme kind of has weird... It has a weird control scheme, but with that being said, it's still very fun. Let me move these. Here we go. I used to have I actually still do. I have the PC version of this. As a kid, I loved this game, and I had a lot more fun with it. As an adult, though, I don't know. It seems very samey. Like, it's very much copy and paste. Most of the enemies are pretty much the exact same. And it doesn't really feel like much of a difference whenever you go through levels. It's just like, oh, there's enemies. You go through. It's just kind of slogs through all. What am I trying to say? It just slogs through for the majority of it. Like, I have fun, don't get me wrong, during the levels when you can have fun. But I don't know. I'm just not that big of a fan of repetition when it comes to games, for the most part. But I do have nostalgia for it, because it did come out when I was a kid, and you know, I remember when the movie was pretty big, even though a lot of people, for some reason nowadays, seem to really dislike this film. I remember it being good. I don't understand the problem with it. But yeah, I still need to get Rise of the Silver Surfer game, even though that didn't come out in GameCube. I heard that one's similar, but I heard that's actually a better game. Army Men's Sarges War. This was one of the only Army Men games that was released on the GameCube. This is a lot of fun. Very, very fun sort of FPS kind of platforming game. It's really good. Get to have army men go against each other. It's pretty good. Bought this way back in the day. There's the disc and the manual. But yeah, check out Army Men Sarges War. I don't have all of the Army Men games. I need to get more of them. You know what? I'll show this first. Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. If you watch my channel, you know I just did a gameplay of this not that long ago. It's a great game. The only thing I don't like about this game is that there is quite a bit of backtracking. Like, you'll have to figure out ways to progress through the game, and sometimes, like if you played like me, you're not gonna really get a clear understanding of where you're supposed to go, so you'll be going through the same areas over and over and over again, and then you'll be like, oh, I didn't have to get anything there, and then go through the other area all over again. It's just, yeah, it's a lot, but I guess that adds to the longevity of the game. But if you don't mind backtracking and like the if you want to play like sort of like an episode of the Scooby Doo series on a game, then I recommend this game. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite Scooby Doo game, but I still enjoy it. And yes, it is complete. And I don't know why they had to add the freaking laugh track in this game. That got really annoying quickly. Thankfully, they toned it down later on, but still. I get it. They were trying to be like a show, but still, it just wasn't needed in the... Like, the laugh track in, what was it? Cyber Chase? No laugh track. Whatever. Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem. Vastly different from the Night of 100 Frights. It's more like you play as either Scooby or Shaggy, and you gotta go around, and it's very much a huge puzzle game. There's a lot of puzzles that you have to solve. I do like it. It's really good too. Yeah. Yeah, plus you get to sometimes sneak through people. That was pretty funny. Here's the disc. And for whatever reason, my copy has... I don't know if you can see this. Now you can. My copy has 2 manuals. So if any of you are watching this, and if you have a copy of Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem, but don't have the manual, and if you want an extra manual, leave me a comment down, and I'll send you an email, and yeah, I'll sell it to you. But yeah, there's the disc. Great game. And then one I'm actually in the middle of playing right now is Scooby Doo Unmasked. This game is fan-freaking-tastic. In my honest opinion, this is probably the best Scooby Doo game that I've played. I know my friend Chris would disagree with me and say Night of 100 Frights is the best game, but in my honest opinion, this is probably my favorite. Lot of great platforming in this one for sure. And you get to... Come on, I mean, you get to play as a Kung Fu Scooby Doo. What more could you want from that, you know?